Hello, and welcome to Cold Outreach Success Stories, where we interview regular business people just like you who have found success on cold outreach on email and other channels. We go deep into their process with hot tips around targeting, personalization, messaging, so that you can take away real tactics to start using in your cold outreach starting tomorrow. Today, we have Igor from Addition Advisory. Igor, welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you. Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Awesome. Glad to have you on. So let's get into it. Like, what does your agency do and how do you guys make money?
So basically, we are responsible for lead generation, email campaigns automation, LinkedIn campaigns automation, and of course, developing the sales strategy to prepare the catchy content which we are using for when we do bulk email messaging or any other outreach campaigns, and that's allow our partners to find the new opportunities, to find the new partners, and after that get discussions with them to win the deals or to start any new partnership discussions, etc. So it is very briefly what we do.
Got it. Interesting. So what kind of clients do you work with?
Basically, we are working worldwide. We have clients from Europe, we have clients from US, from Asia, from Middle East. Even if we speak from Asia, we have guys from Japan, from Korea, from Singapore, from Thailand. So it depends on the project which we are delivered or responsible for sales part.
Got it. And what kind of industries? Is it mostly tech or?
Mostly it is, exactly. It is tech guys, I mean, which are developing the special software or outsourcing services or financial services or SaaS startups, etc. Or just providing the professional services or real estate companies. It depends.
I see. So quite a mix, huh? All right, interesting. So let's take an example, right? Let's say a tech client comes to you. They've developed a new software. How do you find out their target market? Like, do you have any specific process around it? How do you get their data? How do you find their emails? What does that process look like?
Yeah, basically we have a few working documents which we analyze, gather, think about, and finally fix it in one place. So on our behalf, we analyze their existing clients with whom they already earned some money, or they are planning to go for another markets. So we analyze these companies to understand what is the geography, I mean countries, what is the LinkedIn industry, to make sure that if we go to automotive, we need to understand what is the industry on LinkedIn. Of course, the company size, because we need to understand for whom we need to extract the data profiles from small companies, mid-size, or they prefer to work only with enterprise level giants and so on. So after that, we see the complete picture, where is the money right now, and after that we are doing the market capacity report and highlight the prospects which we can identify, find exactly in this country, verticals, company size, and of course the titles. The most successful thing is to understand the client's ICP. And as you know, a lot of people talk about that, how it is important, how you need to do that precisely, blah blah blah, and all of this stuff. But unfortunately, when you work with the business, they don't care from which side they will earn money. And we or you or some other competitors or even a sales manager or head of marketing. They need to think, research, understand, identify, prepare, test, modify, test again, modify, and finally, in one day, you will see the records and you understand, yes, these titles is perfectly works. So we don't need to spend a lot of energy to targeting, I don't know, head of sales or head of marketing. We need to speak only with managing director or I don't know, CTO, etc. And it is the key of success. The second part, it is developing of email or LinkedIn templates. It is very important. We see a lot of messages that business are trying to promote. They are testing that, but it is not a rubbish, but it is not right on the sales point. I mean, they don't use, for example, some tags like first name. They a lot trying to sell company from company, but as you know, right now, it is some changes in the market. Maybe 2 years ago, when we start using a human-to-human approach, and it is very important because if I know Saurav, I can speak with him, and I don't care what is the company behind the Saurav, and it is the special mindset. And unfortunately, people are still continue selling company to company. So maybe it will be the first point. The second point, it is catchy call to action. I mean, when you close the messages, you need to do a little bit client education with your prospects. So they need to understand what you expect regarding the next steps. You don't need to be pushy or you just need to provide the real value, why they should talk with you, why they should check your video, your article, your case studies, I don't know, any information which you share with them. And if all of that blocks you will develop straight to point, step by step, you will have success. I mean, reply from the first message, from your third messages, from your 8th messages, and so on. So you just need to invest a lot of time for research, for preparation of your sales materials. In our case, we are discussing email and LinkedIn templates. And yeah, after that, you just need run, test, check the performance. We have some special reports where we track every progress, like open rate, click rate, unsubscribe rate, demo calls, all of this stuff. And we see exactly what is happening. For example, if we see that one campaign delivers, I don't know, 30% rate, and the second campaigns deliver 68% rate, we understand that something is happening here, and we in the content which we are sending, what is the titles, and after that we can modify our next campaigns or update the strategy, or maybe subject lines are working better in this case. So you just need to keep eye on the progress and the situation which you are doing right now daily.
No, that's very important. Like one of the things that, like exactly like you said, right? Like a lot of people, like on LinkedIn, you'll see that, right? That it's so important to know your ICP, know your ICP. I think it's become one of those things where everyone knows how to do it, but no one is telling you how, right? Like it's not easy to figure out how. So can you give like real examples of a client? Obviously, don't name the client, but maybe a real example of how you figured out, okay, this title is not good for this company, but client, but another title might be. Any particular examples around it?
Yeah, we divide our campaigns for 2 audience. We call it the first, it is C-level positions like chief executive officer, managing director, chief operation officer, I don't know, director, or founder, owner, co-founder. It is our first. The second, we call it middle level. It is like maybe head of sales, head of marketing, director of recruitment, I don't know, CTO, IT director, head of software, doesn't matter. And we check when we run the campaigns, you see in your system who is replying to you. So when
I
you go for your task in the email automation software, or even in your G Suite account, I don't know, or Microsoft account, doesn't matter. You see the replies, and after that you see the titles of the prospects or your potential clients, and you understand that if you are talking only with the CEO, managing director, that means that your pitch absolutely totally fine for this type of audience. But if you see that you are sending for second level of prospects and they are not replying, it is not maybe that your content part are bad. Maybe the reason is that they just didn't understand what you are talking about. So instead of continue speaking with the second year audience, maybe you just need to close that and focusing only on C-level positions. So, or if for your SaaS or for your company, it is very important to speak with head of sales, head of marketing, director of recruitment, I don't know. In this case, you need, again, one more time, modify the challenges, the key points of your offering, and maybe you will be lucky here. But you will see the results when they are replying, so you can 100% know who is replying to you and with whom you had the demo call or conversation.
Got it. Makes sense. And when you're running these tests, like how big of a campaign do you typically run? Like when you're discovering the ICP, is it like 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people? How much data do you typically take to find out like, okay, this is my title versus this is not my title?
It is good question. Could you please just repeat one more time so I will understand what exactly you are asking about?
So let's say, you have a client that comes in, right? And they are like, okay, I really like the title head of sales or head of marketing. That is my title. But you say, okay, let's test. Maybe C-level works better than, these middle level positions. So how big of these testing campaigns do you run? Do you find like 100 people to test it with, 500 people? Like, how do you figure out like this is the ideal data size after which I'm confident that, hey, C-level is my title and middle management is not my title?
Understood. It is very simple. Every month or every week, it depends. We are checking the performance. So we see the all data from all campaigns which we run in parallel, and we have the names like C-level audience, I don't know, mid-size, etc. And the target audience are always the same. I mean, geography, company size, and after that you will see that here you have 10 replies per week. Here you have 1 replies, and after that you calculate that per month, and you will see the complete picture of what is happening. So maybe it will be the answer. But again, we need to understand that if your clients or our clients are selling for enterprise level, that means that we will have, let's say, 10 or 20 similar position in this corporation, because they are working worldwide, and we need to find them in Singapore, in US, I don't know, in Germany, and some of them will reply, yes, my headquarter is responsible for that issue. We definitely need to speak. But another 19 guys, they will be, you will hear the silence. And it is your goal. You when you go to the company, you need to have the conversation, and your goal is to make sure that all of these opportunities you covered. You don't know who will be replying to you, but when you do the lead generation work, you need to make sure that you targeted all the opportunities which you can target, I would say.
I see. Makes sense. Makes a ton of sense. Perfect. Let's talk a little bit more about the copywriting part, because you mentioned that as well. Any favorite call to actions, CTAs, actual examples?
Gaurav, I will not tell you regarding that. I would say the following. For us, it's very important to have the demo conversation.
I see.
So I am asking them and I am inviting them to drink a coffee and have sales related questions discussion, because it is very important, because sales matter in each of organizations. If serious, we mostly asking about when we can talk, and we are asking who potentially can be the right fit to discuss this question in your business or in organization. We know who is responsible, but if this or founder will provide you for head of sales or chief marketing officer, you will just speed up your sales cycle. So it depends. Mostly we are focusing on arranging meetings, because after that it is very fast. If you have the SaaS company, or if you have the service providing company, doesn't matter, or IT company, the same. We are asking about arranging a meeting, or we are asking the current situation or the main challenges, what they are trying to handle right now.
Makes sense. That actually makes sense, because for each CTA, the mindset is important. It's just that the language changes, depending on what size of company or what, type of title you're talking to. Interesting. So
Yeah.
let's get into your journey then. What were some of the mistakes that you made when you first started with this, whole cold email campaign business?
The most bad issues which we face with, it is technical problems. So we test a lot of software providers, because we are how to say, not a bit innovations company, but we are using the latest software and the most efficient software in our work to scale up these opportunities. Because when you run email campaigns, you have some limitations. When you run LinkedIn outreach campaigns, you have some limitations, and you need to make sure that this software will be ideally fit without any technical problems and so on. In our case, we had a lot of problems with the tags. Sometimes when we run the email campaigns, we save first name, and after that we send hello first name.
Okay.
And for me, it was the most terrible part, because it is not my guilty, it is just the guilty of software, but your prospects doesn't care about that. So we lose some type of potential prospects with that. Of course, after that we send the messages like terribly sorry about that situation, blah blah blah. But if you're not if you can't run the great email templates, no one will hire you to develop this strategy. So I would say it is the most crucial technical problems which we faced previously.
Interesting. But let's go deeper into softwares. What kind of softwares do you use typically? Like, any particular recommendations for our viewers?
I will not you regarding the names of software which we are using. It is depending on specific needs of your organization. We have several that we like, and we play with them depending on the business needs, and recommend let's work with that. So unfortunately I can't tell you the names of this software.
That's totally fine. Totally fine. Yeah, I just because there's so many out there, and every day there's new coming up. So it's very important to for our listeners sometimes to understand which are the best that the top people are using. No worries. So in terms of further improvements for you guys, what are some of the things you're excited about trying to improve your cold email or cold LinkedIn outreach processes?
Basically, right now we are stable with that. We are absolutely fine. I don't see a lot of changes which we can offer for us or for our partners. Maybe I would say in 2023 you need to focus on running nurturing or re-engagement campaign. So
Okay.
I mean the following: when you do the first wave of campaigns or the second waves of campaign, after that usually people start and they are going to another market, to another vertical, and praying, hoping that everything will be okay. But if you play along with this game, you can just extract these prospects. After that, remove who replies, who unsubscribed, who, I don't know, not opened your message, and set up the new waves of campaign. And it is very important because we see this information that, for example, our prospects not opened our messages, but after that we do additional campaigns via LinkedIn. and they start in discussion with us. It is craziness because we are hoping that a lot of will be replying email campaigns. It is correct. It is the most powerful our channel. But if we have some technical issues or people just in rush, they close your message or don't want to open it, you need to do the extra steps reach out them. So I would recommend your guys to try use cross-platform channels, and maybe that will help. And finally, think about the follow-up strategy. I mean, when they arrange a demo meeting with you, or you send the proposal, after that, usually sales guys are sending one message, two or three, and that's all. Close the deal. I mean, I can't succeed with it, and that's all. In B2B sales, you can expect 1 month, 4 months, 8 months, 1 year, 2 years to close the deal. So you need to be persistent here, not pushy, be professional. And anyways, if your solution will perfectly help them, and you do some follow-up messages, they will get back to you because they will understand that this man sending 8 messages asking how is my business going. We definitely need to continue our conversation. So maybe it will be the answer for 2023. To focus on re-engagement or nurturing campaigns, and also rethink the strategy of follow-ups messages with the guys that you already put into your CRM system.
Makes sense. Makes a ton of sense. Yeah, this is something that I've been seeing lately, in the industry as well. Like a lot of people talk about things like, even trigger events, monitoring the, company that you're, sending to for things like trigger events. Like if somebody new joins that role, or if, if they leave the role, go to a new company or get promoted. So it's very interesting what's happening in this whole space, even with things like intent data coming in. So it's a very fertile ground, I think, for innovative re-engagement strategies, as well as follow-up strategies, but with value, because no one likes to hear, hey, did you sign my proposal, right?
Saurav, exactly. And for this case, you need to think about your nurturing or re-engagement campaigns, the content part. It is the crucial, because if you will be asking about, did you check my proposal on when you finally sign up, or blah, 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 no one cares. But if you will feed or provide the client education with, hey guys, we just signed agreement with Sony, and that was their challenges, that was our solutions to them, and it is the results which we did for Sony. And after that, your prospects will understand how it's possible they are working with Sony, and I'm still waiting when I will be working with these guys. At least they will decide to speak. It doesn't matter it is Sony or ABC company, absolutely, but you provide the valuable information that ideally fit their business needs. And more steps you do, more chances you will have to build your reputation, your trust, and you will finally start working with them. I mean, of course, it will be not 99%, but at least 5-10% you will get back using this strategy. And it is very a lot in B2B area. It is crazy amount.
Yeah, because like if your average contract value is even like $50,000, then a 5 to 10% jumps means like hundreds of thousands of dollars annually.
Yeah, and the most crucial part, that they are paying you recurring revenue. They are paying you every month. So you definitely need to think about this strategy. And even if you have the SaaS company, when you charge every month for $100 or I don't know $20, in one day, your clients will can leave, and you will be without any money. So you need to also provide some updates, asking some feedbacks, what we need to improve, or maybe do we need to launch the new features, because you need to be in contact with them. I know a lot of software from specifically from India. It is very great, and the problem of the customer care. So, for example, when we have some questions, not always we can get the right answer that will ideally how to say help to handle this situation. So maybe in for SaaS companies, very important is to have to build the right customer care or sales reps that can jump on call to provide the demo or to reply for some questions. I don't know.
Awesome. No, I think that was very helpful. So that's it, guys. Thanks, Igor, for coming on. And I personally learned a lot and hope you guys learned from this interaction too.
Thanks a lot, Saurav.
So that's all the time we have, folks. I really enjoyed the episode. I hope you did too. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, whatever you can to spread the word out about cold outreach success stories so more people can enjoy and learn from the show. All right. That's all, folks. Bye-bye.